All right, in this video, we're going to be finding Sin Cos Tan in the coordinate plane. Before we do that, one quick review question for you. Um, so this is just converting between degrees and radians. Remember, radians are just a different way to measure angles. So I'm going to have you pause the video and try this one before continuing. All right, so one thing you got to remember here is that 180 degrees is equivalent to pi radians, right? So about 3 radians. Okay, and so we're just going to do a proportion and say we have 135 degrees and x radians. Okay, so now we just have to solve that for x. Okay, and the way we can do this is if you have two fractions that are equal, you can multiply the things across from each other. So 180x has to equal 135 times pi. Okay, and then from here, we're just going to solve this for x. We're going to divide by 180 on both sides to cancel out the multiply 180. So x is just going to be this, and you generally don't want to do a decimal, you just want to reduce it. So I think that reduces to 3/4. If you divide the top and bottom by 45, you get 3/4 pi. Okay, and so when you write an angle in radians, you usually have pi in there. So 135 degrees is 3/4 times pi radians. Let's get to the new stuff. Okay, so we're going to do sin, cos, tan in a coordinate plane. And just a reminder of what they are, because I think I never understood this in school, but when you do say sine of 10 in your calculator, what it's really getting you is a ratio between the opposite and the hypotenuse, right? Sine is op hypotenuse. And so when you type it in your calculator, it just literally like looks it up in a table. And so for a 10-degree angle, the ratio of op to hypotenuse is about 0.17 to 1, which if you look at it visually, kind of makes sense. So there's like, it's sort of like this is 17% of the hypotenuse, or for every 1 unit you have in the hypotenuse, you have 0.17 in the opposite. But then as that angle grows, that ratio gets bigger. So like for a 45-degree angle, op and hypotenuse get closer to each other. So if you look at 45, it's the op is now almost 70% of the hypotenuse. It is 70%, a little more actually. Okay, and as the angle gets bigger and bigger, the sine ratio gets bigger, right? So for 85, op and hypotenuse are almost the same, and you can actually see that in the ratio here, where it's almost 1 to 1. Okay, so let's do some questions. All right, and before we get to, I guess, the regular lesson, just back, what we're talking about here is the ratio is consistent. So when we have the 30, 60, 90 triangle, when we do a 30-degree angle, the sine of 30 is always 0.5. Like if you type it in your calculator, and you can see that in our triangle because the op is 1/2, well, the hypotenuse is 1. So if you do that ratio, it's 1/2 to 1. And that's just a known ratio for it. It doesn't matter how big the triangle is. If it's a 30, 60, 90 triangle, the opposite is always half of what the hypotenuse is, opposite from the 30 angle. Right? Obviously, the sine of 60 is different, right? Because that has a different op side. So the sine of 60 will be whatever the heck that is if you type it in your calculator. Because if you do that over 1, you'll get that. So that's what we're doing with sin, cos, tan. Okay, so we want to find the sine and cos ratio for the standard position angle that has this point. Okay, so I want to see if you can actually draw the standard position angle. See if you remember that from the previous lesson, and then we'll talk about the rest of the parts. All right, so a standard angle, one side is always the positive x-axis, okay, and then the other side is going to be at the 0.47. So I'm just going to draw this approximately. 7. Okay, so there's our point. So I'm just going to connect that to 0, 0. Okay, and there's our angle theta. Okay, and so we want to find the sine and cos ratio for that. So for this, I'm just going to make a right triangle. If I can click this, you can see my thing is freaking out. Okay, so I'm going to click and make a right triangle. Oh, that is not at all what I wanted. I just want a line. Guess we'll make the line black. So there's our right triangle right there. Okay, and then we know some of the sides of this. So this must be a 4 side here, and this must be a 7 based on the x and y coordinates. Okay, so for this angle, it's sine ratio. So the sine for that angle, it's ratio. Remember, sine is just a ratio of sides. We don't actually have the angle measure here. But the ratio would be op of 7 over hypotenuse, which is question mark. Right, so to do our sine ratio, we're going to need that hypotenuse right there. So I'm going to have you pause the video and see if you can find that hypotenuse. Okay, so to find it, we can actually do Pythagorean theorem. And there'd be other routes, but we have the two legs, so we can do leg squared plus leg squared has to equal the hypotenuse squared. So we're going to get 16 plus 49 equals x squared. Add those together, and that would be 50, 65. So x is going to be the square root of 65, and I'm just going to leave it as that. Technically, it'd be a little bit more than 8, but I'm just going to leave it as root 65. Okay, and that'll complete our sine ratio. So it's just going to be 7 over root 65. Okay, and try the cos then. So now that we found the sine ratio, try the cos. And cos for this angle is just going to be adjacent over hypotenuse. So it's going to be 4 over root 65. Okay, so we've answered the question, what's the sine ratio, what's the cos ratio? They're right there. And then if we wanted to find the angle measure, okay, so what would be the measure of theta? Pause the video and see if you can figure that out. Okay, and the answer to this is you can do inverse. We have the ratio, so just do inverse sine on your calculator. Man, my pad is done. This thing is just not working anymore. But do inverse sine or inverse cos of that ratio. Okay, and either one should work, right? They should get the same angle. So if we try that, see if I type them in, I can use either inverse with the correct ratio, and then we get it's about a 60-degree angle. So we'll call it like 60.3. So the measure of the angle here is 60.3. Sorry that got cut off. My computer is really struggling, but that's the cos and the sine of what we did. I can't even get it to display right. But anyways, either way, 60.3 is the angle there. Okay, let's try one with negative values. So same type of thing. Draw the angle, find the sine and cos ratio, and then find the measure of theta. Okay, so I'm going to do -4, -2, which is right here. Okay, and then the angle would be like this. So it's going to go zoom all the way around. Okay, and this is going to be kind of tricky to figure out the sine and cosine for this. Well, actually, it probably won't be too bad. I can just label these sides. This should be, let's see, this would be -2 and this would be -4. And so we can do the hypotenuse quick by doing leg squared plus leg squared equals hypotenuse squared. So it would be, that would be x here. So we'd have 4 plus 16 equals x squared. So x squared is 20. That means x is the square root of 20. So that's going to be this side right here. That's going to be root 20. Okay, so here's our reference angle theta right there in the middle, right? And so then when I do my sine ratio, I've just got to do the opposite over hypotenuse. It would be -2 over root 20. And then if we do the cosine for theta, sorry, my thing is just terrible. I got to get a new one of these, I guess. It would be the adjacent over the hypotenuse. It would be -4 over root 20. Okay, so that would answer our question of the two ratios. And then going to find the angle, we're just going to do the inverse on our calculator. All right, so this is an interesting lesson in Mr. Westpatal doing things wrong. So I typed them both in, and one, I didn't get the same angle measure for these two, which is problematic. So I did my sine and my inverse sine, inverse cos. I think I did the right ratios, and it did not work. And then neither of these angles make sense because 153 would be like right here. It wouldn't go all the way into here, and negative 26 would be down here. So I think what I'm going to have to do is do it a slightly different way since that didn't work. So I think what will work here pretty good is if we take the fact that this is a right triangle and we know that it's 180 to get to right here. So we got to be a little more than 180. So I'm just going to find this angle here. And what I'm going to do is treat these sides as positive. I think the reason it's not working is we have negative legs in this triangle, which makes it goofy. So what I'm going to do, sorry, my picture is such a mess here, but I'm just going to find this angle right here, just that angle. So I'm going to treat this as a positive, and I'm going to do inverse sine. If I can get my thing to right here, inverse sine of 2 over root 20, okay? And see if that can get just this angle and then add 180 to it. So I'm going to try sine minus 1 of 2 divided by root 20. Okay, so that seems right. So that seems 26 and a half or whatever, and then just add 180 to it. So it's going to be 206.6. So that's a surefire way to figure out that would be the right angle, 206.6. That's going to be this big angle here that goes 180 and then a little bit further. So that one is a little bit trickier because of the negatives. Okay, so because we have a little bit of extra time here, I'm just going to do some practice questions with you, some random sine, cos, tan ones, because I think it's kind of fun to try to apply what we've learned. So I'm going to try as many as we can in the remaining time we have here. So pause the video, give this a shot before watching this. Okay, so I know the sine ratio for D is 0.8. So maybe well, let's see. So there's a couple things we'd know from that. We know that for this triangle, for every 1 unit you have in the hypotenuse, we'd have 0.8 over here in the opposite. So we could actually figure out then just from that ratio alone, just multiply this by 80%. And so we know this length is 4.8, right? Because it's 80% of 6. So actually that gives us this side. And then to find CD, then we could just do Pythagorean theorem because it's a right triangle with 4.8 and 1. So I would do then 4.8 squared plus x squared equals 6 squared, because this side is 6, and then just solve that. So this would be 36. I don't know what 4.8 squared. Okay, so it's 23, about 23. Maybe let's call it 23 to make it simple. And then subtract 23 from both sides, so we get 13. And then x is just going to be the square root of 13. So I'm going to estimate that to be a little bit less than 4. Square root of 16 is 4. So our answer's got to be a little bit less than 4. It must be 3.6 units. All right, I think I'm going to stop there. So this is about sine, cos, tan, but the main thing was to do what we did in the coordinate plane earlier, right? That was kind of the main question. Sorry it's so messy, but that was the main point of this lesson. All right, that's it. Thanks for watching.